So you team up with Eric and you've got, all this ideas about growth. You said you think differently about it in some ways now. In what ways?
Well, I think the thing that I've learned the most from him is vision. He's just had this vision around growth and around building something bigger than he could see the scale and opportunity in what we were doing when it was nothing yet, when it was something small, but having the opportunity to be bigger. And, he's an incredibly visionary entrepreneur. And I just, my genius is much more of a tactical operator. Okay. Great. You just showed me where Z is. We're at A. I can think about, and my genius is, okay, how do we get from A to Z? How do we quantify that? How do we build plans to get there? But what I've really learned from him is, how do you look up and find out what that Z is and create, and show other people the vision of what that is. So collectively working with him has been fantastic, because it has allowed me to grow in ways that I wouldn't have naturally grown there myself. Let's just say that, because it's not my approach. It's not my zone of genius alone to think that way. And so, I think that's been part of what has made us very compatible and very complementary.
I think that makes, I resonate with that a lot, because if you've got a vision of Z, but you don't have someone who understands how to move from B to C to D to E, then it's just sort of a hallucination. It's not really. It gets really annoying to talk to those people pretty fast, because it's like the next time they talk to you, they're just talking about visions again, and it hasn't developed. But if you're just if you're the strategic planner and you just understand how to get from B to C to D to E, it can be really easy to get frustrated, because it's like, well, why won't any people join me on this journey? It's like, well, because they don't know what Z is, and so you
totally
really do. You need both, right?
You need both, 100%. You need both.
And it requires a respect for someone who thinks very differently from you, as well as reciprocation of that respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's part of what I've learned across this time in building teams at different levels of scale, is that you can't have, if you have a team that everybody is exactly the same, you're not going to get as far as you'd like to. That complementary set of skills, hard skills, soft skills, experiences, is so incredibly important. You need people that think differently, that bring something different to the table in different roles, in order to build the most successful, scalable company, in my opinion. And that's really important as you're thinking about building organizations for whatever you're doing, whatever goal you're trying to accomplish. Make sure you have the right set of complementary skills amongst the team, and I'm quite confident you'll get further than if you have only people that are wired one way. If we had only people on my teams that were wired exactly like me, it wouldn't. We certainly wouldn't be as far as we are today.
This clip came from a longer episode of the Why Not Me podcast. Find it on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.